Hello, babes. It is Moon Day, which means we are starting off the week aware of our cycles, aware of our seasons, and because of the goddesses coming to help us out, we are going to be, hi Ned, what's up? Because of the goddesses, we are going to be aware of our energies for the day. And I am also going to do a reading for the week at the end of our Moon Day reading. So if you would like to hear that, then it is on the way. It is on the way. I am hoping to start releasing these videos. What's up? I am hoping to start releasing these videos. We're getting responses already on YouTube for every single day of the week. I'm going to be doing card readings every single day. However, I don't know that I want to be doing them live every day. That's what I've discovered. Another card flew out, and it's a heart card. So, is this just for Monday? Yes, this is just for Monday, but it's telling you to stop. to wait on what's going to come up in the week. But I'm going to be releasing them on my YouTube channel for every single day of the week, and that way every day you can get a really short energy just opener and awarenesser, something to help you bring more observation and intentionality into your life, which is what I am 100% all about. So this is our reading for today, Monday, September, whatever the fuck. Somebody tell me what day it is. Ned, tell me what day it is. So we have two cards from the goddesses. One is a head card symbolized by the purple color that is corresponding with amethyst. And the 16th, thank you, fucking Monday, September 16th, and we live to serve another day. The amethyst is corresponding with the, what is this, the 6th chakra, which is the third eye chakra, and basically symbolizes all of our unconscious, our mental, and our inner thought space. And lo and behold, there is more love energy than even just in our heart card. Hi, our heart card that we pulled, because we got Aphrodite, goddess of affection, who is saying to think affectionately. So here is part one of our reading today. Aphrodite says, love, laugh, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy all forms of creativity. Don't worry. Be charming and gay. Take a vacation from logic and worry. Now, this is like the big part, because this is about our mental space. And so much of what we do in our mental space is try to reason things through and bring ourselves more clarity by rethinking and overthinking and thinking over and thinking under and thinking around and thinking through. Like, that's what worry looks like. That's what second guessing. That's what overthinking. That's what doubt looks like. And she's basically saying, believe what you are hearing. Don't doubt it. Believe what you are hearing. Enjoy the ecstasy that emanates from the meeting of two lovers. And this can be the ecstasy of two new friends, like two soulmates meeting. Hi, babe. Two soulmates meeting who are becoming friends, but, haven't met in this lifetime yet. That is a form of ecstasy. That is a form of two lovers meeting, like two people who already just immediately love at first sight kind of soulmate friendship shit. Like, that's what we're getting out of this day. An existing relationship must renew this heady excitement, or it is in danger of failing, meaning old relationships, old things that have kind of fallen a little bit stale need to revamp more of that, less of the logical overthinking, like planning, organizing kind of intention with the mental space, and more of, like she said at the beginning, the creativity part, the part where there is curiosity and surprise. This is a reading for today, and then after I'm going to do a reading for the week ahead. But yeah, it's like you can use your mental space for planning things out, or you could use your mental space for imagining all of the possibilities. And that brings you more affection toward your day and toward what it is that you are experiencing, as well as what you've been encountering with friends and in existing relationships. Because like this card says, sometimes you want to fix things, especially if things haven't been going that well with certain friends, or you haven't talked to them in a while because you're just disconnected and you're not in the same place anymore and you really want to reach out, but you don't think you can. There has been so much of that lately that I've been hearing from a lot of people, and I feel that in myself. This is the time to either recognize, like, we need to come from a space of being excited for each other, not trying to organize each other's lives or change each other, or, you know, like fix each other, especially if you have a history together. You kind of tend to say like, yeah, but I know you and I know what you want. Yeah, well, you haven't seen me for 10 years. So I still love you, but you don't know me. This is a big energy for the day, is recognizing how you can think more affectionately toward yourself and toward your relationships. It's very relationship oriented, this reading so far. Let's see what unlikely. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Let's see what the goddess Romikumu, the goddess of willpower, has to say about our heart. She's telling us to feel powerful, and that conflicting feelings about the appropriateness of aggressive behavior must be resolved. So this is in our heart space, where sometimes the love can turn aggressive. You are right to feel driven and totally committed to achieving your goals swiftly, but be aware that being so immersed and obsessed can blind you to what is truly the best way. Express your feelings in a confident, non-violent fashion. Expect things to heat up. So it might be that when you do encounter whatever is going on between yourself and a friend, or a soulmate connection, or a love connection, whatever it is that may be coming up for you, it may be causing some feelings of frustration or discomfort, or just any kind of hesitation. We often hesitate to like keep or abandon relationships when we find that there are patterns that we're experiencing that we've experienced before, and we just don't want to deal with them. We kind of like come to like a make or break standoff, and that's kind of an aggressive way to look at it. Like, you don't have to, you know, throw it away if it's a little broken or a little chipped. There is always some level of being able to find where the misunderstanding lies and kind of trace back to the origin of whatever it is that turned things sour and caused the hesitation and the frustration and the upsetness that's being experienced. Today so far I've been seeing 1148 and 9111. They all have to do with soul purpose, recognizing true purpose with others. I did a ceremony last night with friends, and we got into the number 6, which is about harmony and finding solutions. And we all came out of it feeling like the greatest solution that we can find to anything is vulnerability and just being completely 100% open and putting it all out there. I feel like the masculine energy, the divine masculine that has been ruling the last 2,000 years was like, let's keep things tight and forceful and strong and protected and together. And we all kind of did this. We all kind of ended up in this like tightly wound scenario. And now the feminine is like, just like opening everything up and unfolding exactly as a flower does, one of the most feminine things that we can think of. And now we get the opportunity to see our aggressiveness as not another way to hold things in, but to let them out. And yet, Romi Kumu is telling us that in order to feel powerful, we need only feel confident in what we are saying and in the confidence with which we feel that we are right, and that other people's experiences and maybe the reasons why, the well-intentioned reasons why we find ourselves in conflict with people due to a misunderstanding of like what they were really trying to do, but it still hurt you anyway, or you still hurt someone else anyway. All of that is just to say that we still have to move on. We still have to move on and push through. And if you think about like the willpower energy, it feels very much like, let me, this buffalo here that I got from my aunt that was like passed down to me, and it very much symbolizes like pushing through the muck and the mud, even when it's uncomfortable, because eventually you're going to get there, broken wheels and all. Like you're eventually going to find that space where things either just work or you just decide that they don't. And it's totally okay for those big, powerful natures to come through, but it's also the best thing for you to recognize that your strength is in the confident stamina, the perseverance, because you don't need to force other people to keep moving forward with you. You are the one who is on the journey yourself. It is uncomfortable. The growth takes a long time, and you got to push through a lot of shit. And the real thing about Moonday is the relationship to the moon and the unconscious is that unconsciously we all have our own priorities. And for the most part, especially because this is within Virgo season, and you're probably hearing this because you've experienced the overthinking that Aphrodite is telling you to let go of and release a little bit. This is like a reading for people who think that they can serve others by solving their problems. And yet, when you actually dig into your own problems, instead of trying to drag other people along, maybe you don't need the cart. Maybe you don't need the cart behind you that you're trying to pull through the mud and the muck. Maybe you just need yourself, and that's what you learn, and that's what you discover, is that my journey is rough enough as it is without trying to do yours for you. I can't give you that. All I can give you is my confident, unconditional love from my own space of integrity, of feeling what feels good for me and what doesn't, and laying down my boundaries, and then moving forward. Recognizing if I have to leave you behind, then I love you, goodbye. I'm sorry if it hurts to hear that, and it isn't something that we all want to hear or like to experience, especially with friends and people that we love. However, you know it's true. You feel it. You feel the truth. That's why it's so uncomfortable. You feel the truth of the statement. I cannot bring anyone else along on their spiritual journey. I can't do someone else's spiritual journey for them. I cannot do their growth journey. I cannot do their emotional healing journey. I cannot do anything for anyone else, especially for people who aren't ready and aren't there. It's a lot of energy for a moon day, but I'm guessing that shapes out into what we're going to be experiencing for the rest of the week, which we'll find out about right now. Yay! We've already got a Lakshmi. Yay! What else is going on this week? No more. Oh, one message. Okay, cool. Super basic, super simple message. We've already got the goddess of wisdom and the wisdom of the wisdom of the crone archetype, or the hag archetype, has been coming up recently. And I highly, highly suggest that if you are watching this right now or in the replay, that you should 100% look up the crone, look up what crone energy and wise woman energy looks and feels like, because I have a big feeling that it's an embodiment that this week we're being called into. So Lakshmi is saying, feel open, and I will show you what her heart looks like. So Lakshmi is saying, the emotional experiences available to you must not be limited by yourself or others. So that means, like, if you're feeling something and you're trying to masculine close it off and protect yourself, this is the feel open card. We cannot get any more wise, divine, feminine than that, is to be like completely open. Like here's all my sagging and my scars and my wrinkles and everything that makes up the human experience. Like, I can't hide it. Everyone's going through it. It's real. It's fucking real. And the experiences that you may be going through, whether they are positive or whether they are negative, if you are trying to meet your own expectations for like how much or how little you should be experiencing certain emotions or certain things, this week is not the week to create expectations around that. This is the week to let go of all of your expectations. And when our hearts are free from fear and restriction, we are able to explore all opportunities. So when you let go of shoulds and should nots and supposed tos, all of those things, you actually free yourself to experience more opportunities. Maybe the reason that you've been getting angry so much lately about some bullshit things is because the anger is trying to teach you something. The anger is an advisor and is coming to you saying, you are going to keep getting an F on this. You're going to keep getting an F on this until you learn the lesson, and until you're able to not just like see it happening, but observe how you respond to it. Observe if I'm feeling angry all the time, or if I'm feeling frustrated all the time, or if I'm feeling just like tension all the time. I'm just feeling like there's tension, some tension somewhere inside of me. What feels so good about that tension? What feels so good about that anxiety and that stress that makes me keep coming back to it? What feels good about it? Is it because it feels good worrying about the future? Is it because it feels good being concerned about what everybody else is doing? Is it because you feel superior by being angry or frustrated when other people don't do things the way that you think that they should be done or the way that you want to see them done? Which part of your emotional experiences feels good for you and is causing you to invest in them and continue receiving it again? Let go of limiting beliefs. Learn your life's unique lessons. I'm just like telling y'all what it is before I'm even done reading the fucking card. Be open to your truth, which is different from everybody else's truth. Be open to your truth, no matter what it may turn out to be. So I know, like, saying, are you frustrated because you're driving and other people drive worse than you and they do things differently and you think that they're fucking idiots? And they're like, I do that all the time where I'm just, you dumb, and then I turn it back around and I go, I'm actually the one who feels like I am a dumb when I do those kinds of things and somebody honks at me, or I like realize that I did it, or I realize that I missed my turn and I tried to cut instead of just going and making the U-turn. Like, sometimes I am the dumb, and that's what me being a dumb looks like sometimes. So I love that person because they're actually me reminding myself that sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I make mistakes. Faith in yourself is essential for your development. This is interesting because my friend and I were talking about like the teachings of Jesus and like the stories in the Bible and how they were written by men because women didn't know how to read or write and it was not allowed, and they literally couldn't tell their story because they had no like access to telling their version of the story. Like, imagine if we had actually designated Mary Magdalene as one of the apostles, and just like in Islam where Muhammad's first wife, I forget her name, first wife was like his first follower and kind of one of his first apostles because she did a whole lot of work, even though she is one of those important people. Even though these women are one of these, you know, important people, they didn't have their version of God's truth to speak through to the rest of the world and to transmit to the rest of the world. And when you think about everything that became before, it was just like a whole bunch of rules of like God making up shit to try and like see if humans, you know, would figure out their own version of what good is. And then he was like, fuck, I'm ruining my own experiment. I'm ruining the human experiment and like the coolness of giving free will by telling them how to live their lives. So I'm going to send Jesus so that Jesus can show humans what they're supposed to do, which is just love themselves and love their neighbor and love, and free themselves from any judgment or criticism, free themselves from the idea that what they do is sin, because everything that they do in the human experiment is just a part of the harmony of what is meant to take place. And when we think of what would Jesus do, we actually need to shift it into what would humans do? What would a real human do when they are faced with their own truth, when they are faced with these limiting beliefs, when they're faced with fears? What would humans do? We say that we believe the default should be love, but do we actually default to love? Or do we avoid loving ourselves because we feel like there are rules against loving ourselves unless we meet a certain condition? Like, you can't love yourself if you're an angry person. You can't love yourself if you're a mean person. You can't love yourself if you act X, Y, and Z way toward X, Y, and Z, you can't love yourself unless. What Jesus taught us is what every single woman is starting to feel right now, and every person who is tuned into their own divine feminine and their own inner child, inner little girl, inner little boy, who always wanted to be soft and squishy and curious and sensitive and just like full of this like dynamic energy. What we're starting to realize is we don't have to follow rules, and we don't have to follow the rules of like restricting ourselves and burdening ourselves with secrets and keeping things from other people and like not telling them when there are boundaries that have been overstepped that feel uncomfortable for us, because we're starting to realize like the more open we become, the more opportunities we get for feeling better about ourselves and loving each other more. You know, like the more that I am kind to myself, not just nice, because nice is like polite. Nice is like, I'm going to be nice to everybody because I don't want them to dislike me, because I have to make sure that my exchange rate is always equal to what I want to get. So I have to give a lot. I have to give a lot of niceness so I can get a lot of niceness in return. And yet you don't want niceness, because niceness is people like talking shit behind your back, but being like fake happy with you to your face. That's not nice. That doesn't feel good. You feel when somebody's being fake, and that doesn't feel nice. But kindness is seeing yourself for the uncomfortable, real, like mushy gushy, broken, sweaty, fucking real self that you are, and then owning it, because everybody else lives exactly the same way. Whether they're hiding it really well or not, irrelevant. Everybody else is the same. Everybody else has secrets. Everybody else has things that they hide. Everybody else has insecurities. Everybody else is like fucking sweaty and gross, and you know, just like all of these things that we want to pretend that we aren't as humans. But if we ask ourselves on a daily basis, what would humans do? Humans would try to love each other anyway. What would Jesus do? He would try to love you anyway, because he wants to feel loved, and the best love is self-love. So if I love myself, then that makes it so much easier for me to show kindness to you by loving you exactly how you are. However, if you are the kind of person who's in my kindness field, in my orbit of orbit of self, orbit of being kind to myself and doing what feels good for me, then whenever I receive something that doesn't feel kind, I have the duty to myself. I have the responsibility to myself to tell you, I don't like that. You're not allowed in my space anymore. And until you can be kind to me and you can make me feel good, I feel better making myself feel good than I feel hanging around you. So I gotta go by. You know, like kindness doesn't always look like niceness. Kindness sometimes looks like being the kind of person who, I feel like there's something in here that I want to pull out. Oh yes, that feels so good. Kindness looks like being the kind of person who will not limit the amount of love that you feel for yourself and that you are allowing yourself to experience based on other people's beliefs and expectations. You know, that's what niceness is. Other people expect you to stay in a situation no matter how you feel about it, because it's just polite. This is me curtsying. Because it's just polite. Just the polite thing to do is just stick it out. And yet, doesn't feel like kindness toward yourself, does it? Because when you walk away from that situation, you're like, wow, I really wish I had left sooner. Or I wish I had said X, Y, and Z. I wish I had said this or that thing to this person, or in this, I wish I had just simply said nothing and walked away. Just walked away, because all I can do when that happens is turn around and be kind to myself and just love myself instead and make that my focus rather than the hurtful, hateful, weird, uncomfortable, guilt-tripping thing that this critical thing that this other person has said. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's not as easy as it sounds. But it is worth it, because if the goddess of wisdom is coming from your future, you know, like the crone is the future version of you, the one that's experienced years and years and years and years of what would humans do, and has gained the wisdom to understand that feeling open is the best space for your heart to be in as you embrace your journey. And as you embrace the human experience that we're all experiencing together. However, the maiden comes first, then the mother, then the crone. So that means that you're experiencing like the naive, you know, like everybody should be nice to me kind of experience, when in reality, life doesn't give you what you want, life gives you what you need. So if you still feel entitled to anything, if you still feel entitled or prioritized, or if you feel like you are above anybody else or any type of experience, the universe is going to let you know that whatever it is you are going through right now, you really needed it, because you needed the truth and you needed to be open, like reasons to become more open to your truth. The mother is like the nurturing, especially the nurturing of self through the nurturing of others. And then we get to the wise stage where you like actually know shit about life. But because she's already coming to us now, and she's like, this week, listen, this week, I'm coming to you from your future. I traveled back from the future to tell you this, to deliver you this message. The message is, be open to even the most uncomfortable truths, and be kind to yourself, even if that means saying no directly in the face of other people's limiting expectations of you. How does that feel? How does that feel, y'all? Wow, I've had something happen to me, and this is literally a confirmation. I know you posted that a little while ago, but I was like in it. I was in it. Well, this has been the reading for the week of the 16th to the, I don't know, math. Y'all can math it out. Thank you for letting me not have to math. Thank you for letting me do that, because I don't like it, and I don't want to do anything that I don't like to do. Other people are good at mathing, and I'm okay not being good at mathing. I'm not be good at wording sometimes either. But I hope that this has helped to guide you and helped to illuminate some things for you. I will be reading with the Oracle of the Goddess cards that I just used at rule breakers at Bustle Rule Breakers in New York City this weekend on Saturday. If you are attending, you can go and see myself or one of the other 10 healers and intuitive card readers who are going to be there giving you all of this beautiful, wonderful information that is personalized specifically for you. So if you are in the New York City area, come and see me. I cannot wait to fucking go. Like, it's gonna be amazing. And Lizzo is gonna be there. Like, fucking Lizzo is gonna be there. So thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. And as I said, I'm going to be posting one of these every single day on my YouTube. I'm just going to schedule it out for the week, and that way y'all can still get your reading of the day. But for me, it frees me up to have the kind of day that I'm in flow with, if that makes sense. Because I'm a Pisces, so even though I want to be like Virgo, responsible and organized, I still need that flexibility. I still need that openness. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. You are deserving of all the love that you desire. And I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your freaking day. I love you.